there, Mary here from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and welcome to another video in our series, Food Storage, Prepping in the Garden. We've talked about quite a few different varieties that you can grow in your own garden for your food storage. We discussed cowpeas, we talked about pumpkins, we talked about quite a few different things, and I'll link those videos in the description section of this video. Now today, we took a little bit of a break, if you couldn't tell. It's been a little while since we posted part of our food storage videos, but of course, we had to let them grow. We discussed corn in one of our videos, but today we're going to talk about beans. These are dry beans. You have different types of beans you can grow in your garden. You've got the standard type of bean and how they grow, and that is going to be bush or pole. But then you also have different classifications of beans based on how you eat them. You've got snap beans, which are like your regular green bean, and then you have your dry beans. So the snap beans are excellent if you would like to can your beans. And as I mentioned in some of the initial videos, I didn't necessarily want to share with you food storage crops that require a lot of preservation. If you are growing a garden and you don't necessarily have a pressure canner, or you don't have a dehydrator, or maybe you haven't even gotten to the point of a water bath canning. So I wanted to share with you different varieties that you can grow without using a lot of food preservation, like I already mentioned. So dry beans are an excellent option because it's literally as easy as growing them, allowing the beans to dry on the plant, and then harvesting the dry beans from the inside of these. It requires absolutely no preservation after this other than putting it in a jar and using it when you need it. So you don't necessarily need a lot of methods other than your fingers to just open up these pods and then store them. Now, it's as simple as I mentioned in our cowpea video. You can open up these pods. I say it's easy. I don't want to drop it because I forgot my bowl. But it's as easy as opening up these pods. You can see the beans inside, and those are the beans that you're actually going to eat. This is a black bean. So if you've ever gone down the grocery store aisle and you see those beautiful black beans, they came from a regular bean that you would grow in your own garden. Now, obviously, it's going to take quite a few more of these beans to make yourself a stew or a soup or a chili, if you put beans in your chili, but it's fairly easy. From seed, dry beans are ready to harvest in as few as 75 days, but most of the time it's closer to 100 days. So for those of you that still have a shorter growing season, you can still grow dry beans. So some of these are going to include the black turtle dry bush bean. We've got pinto beans. We've got so many. I'm going to link them down in the description section of this video just so you can see them. You've got the Vermont cranberry pole bean. My goodness, there's so many of them. Even the Cherokee Trail of Tears bean, that one can be eaten as a green bean, but then also as a dry bean as well later on. We've got garbanzo beans, a chickpea, that depending on where you're from, some people call it a garbanzo bean and some people call it a chickpea. So these are all types of beans that you can grow and save the dry beans for future use. Now, in the description section of this video, you will find information on types of beans that are great for dry beans. You're also going to find a really simple way to grow your own beans. And then I'm also going to link some of our food storage prepping in the garden videos in case you missed our beginning videos. That's it. Simple, short and sweet. I grew these beans up on these corn as the Three Sisters. So this is definitely an excellent crop to add as a Three Sisters bean if you are growing the Three Sisters garden method. You know what? Since I mentioned it, I'll also include the video on our beginning of the Three Sisters garden. I didn't do a follow-up because obviously the summer got away from me. We've got brand new gardens here in East Texas, and we hope that our next garden is just as prolific, if not more prolific, because we'll have more time to grow next year. Thanks for joining me. I'm Mary at Mary's Seeds, Mary's Heirloom Seeds, signing off, and happy planting.